Solomon's the developer of the Starting Strength app, and from Japan, Starting Strength coach Alex Koseri. G'day, Alex.
How's it going, everybody?
And from Houston, Texas, Chase Lindley. G'day, Chase.
What's up, guys?
And from Atlanta, Georgia. Is that right? No, you're not in Atlanta. You're near Atlanta. Near Atlanta?
Yeah, it's all Atlanta.
It's
Atlanta
Georgia.
It's weird.
It's the South. Anyway, from Stronger Now Gym, Alex Mitchell. G'day, Alex.
Howdy, y'all.
Well, did you guys want to... There was a bit of a discussion going on before about meat consumption. Did you guys want to rip into that?
I'd love to hear your thoughts, Kay.
Yeah, so I mean, I have, for a lot of my guys, if they're consuming, a pretty decent amount of meat across the week, or particularly red meat, I've never advocated for like exogenous creatine supplementation for them. And then I heard some of the other kind of like Zordos-esque circles talking about that. And then I went down that rabbit hole a little bit, and it seems as if you need to eat a preposterous amount of meat. I think it's something around it's like a little bit over a kilogram a day to get like a rough 5 grams of creatine. And I was just like, I don't know how much I believe this. So I went down that rabbit hole a little bit, and it seems as if it's just like it's just such a no-cost move to take 5 grams of creatine a day. I think I'm just pushing everybody to do it now, even if they're eating a lot of meat. So I did change my mind on that. I changed my mind pretty often, and that was the most recent thing.
It is so hard to get old ladies to take creatine. Do you know how hard it is to get 70-year-old ladies to take creatine? Really
You're
hard.
like, hey, you just got to shotgun the scoop, and they're like, I don't know what that means.
Take it with your pre.
Yeah.
Take it with your...
take a dry scoop to the face.
Someone should like make some statins that actually have it inside it as well. There you go. Everyone get their creatine then. Nicholas Nert in the chat. Favorite brand of whey isolate?
Didn't Starting Strength try to make a brand for a while?
Yeah.
Is that something else we're not allowed to talk about?
Don't they make a squat
I don't know.
shoe?
I really don't know. But I think I get mine
Legion.
from...
Go ahead, Chase.
Go ahead. Fuck.
Okay. I
This is the
love
problem
Legion
now.
Athletics. From Mike Matthews. Mike Matthews got me into Starting Strength, so I'm kind of biased. But I like his supplement line. I think he does a pretty good job of staying honest about it, and I've been using him for a while. And he's got really good flavoring and very low ingredient lists. Like there's just not a lot of shit in there other than the whey, xanthan gum, and stevia also.
Yep. Alex K, favorite whey isolate?
Chase tried to answer 6 times. Chase.
Oh, really? Go for it, Chase.
Please.
No, so I just like the Amazon brand. I think it's called it's not Amazon Basics, but it's like Now Sports or some shit. It comes in this giant orange tub. It's On. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Ripito had it, and I've always kind of done what Ripito has done, and it has no flavor at all, it's really nice because even though you get those protein powders that have no flavor at all, or just even like some weird hint of vanilla, it's just a nasty taste that it doesn't blend well. With this, it's just like really, really fine sand, like the texture. It just kind of shit. I know. It kind of just hold on. It kind of just disappears as I blend it.
I really want to know what's going on here.
He's just excited, talking about protein.
I think he just wanted to come inside.
What a sweet puppy.
So we've got a few recommendations in the chat. Optimum Nutrition Double Chocolate. That's my go-to.
Go to hell. That sucks.
Why? What's wrong with
Thank
double
you.
chocolate?
I have
so much.
I bought a giant 10-pound tub of that one, like the big lady tubs. And I'm just dealing with the consequences of it. I have another month to go of consumption.
Is it some issue with the toilet situation, or?
No, I think I just don't like the artificial sweetener they use. That's all.
Okay. I kind of got used to it.
For most people, honestly, it's just if you have a specific sweetener that you prefer, just figure out a protein that has that one in it. The ramifications of protein quality, and it's if they're spiking with something or not, it's so minimal, comes out in the wash. Just find something that tastes good and stick with it.
I've got a really interesting question that maybe no one's dealt with, maybe someone has. I have clients with severe celiac where they literally can't have anything that's even touched gluten. the cow can't have thought of gluten when it made the milk that then got turned into whey. So, do you guys have you ever experienced that? And do you have any secret tips or tricks for people with celiac disease?
Yeah, just close your eyes and the problem goes away after a year.
Celiac, not gluten sensitivity.
No, because those people will just die,
not
and then you don't have to worry about it
not
anymore.
the-
That's true.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, not the phantom kind of like suburban Today
right.
Show level gluten
Everyone's got
sensitivity.
celiac. Yeah.
But like actual celiac, no, I've ever actually had to have a client that has like legitimate diagnosed celiac disease.
Yeah, I haven't either.
It's been rough because they can't. They really there's one type of whey that they can drink, and it's not, of course, not sweetened or anything like that. So if they're Gen Pop and they're not real Gym Bros, where Gym Bros will drink literally anything as long as you tell them it'll help their gains. If they're just Gen Pop, then it's really hard to get them to hit their protein numbers.
I would just imagine they're already so used to dietary modifications that hitting protein target for them probably wouldn't be terrible.
Yeah, and then I think those people are probably eating a lot of meat as well, because that's
They are eating a lot of meat.
A vegan celiac, that must be the worst thing in the world. I mean, just being a vegan's pretty bad, but being a vegan celiac.
I might just turn them. I did meet one. I had one client who was a vegan because of a dietary condition, and it was like a 1 in a million, one of these like idiopathic. No one knows why the hell it happens, but she would get swell up like a balloon anytime she had any kind of meat or meat product or anything.
Wow.
Damn.
I had one client who was a vegan, and it was just he was from San Francisco. Unironically, it's not even a joke.
I'm from San Francisco. It's kind of what you do.
And he was like, "Yeah, I'm a vegan, of course." And I was like, "Ah, okay." That's fine.
Oh, how could I have been so foolish?
All right, we've got a couple of questions. Oh, someone said starting strength still do whey, but it's unflavored. Okay.
Yeah, I always get unflavored over anything.
Really? Stephen Roomberg, whatever Alex gave me before he left for Africa/Japan.
Oh, I forget. What way? Which way was that? Steve's one of my boys. It's not just a random stranger.
Old Roomy. All right, let's get into some videos. The Incredible Rolk from last week. This is the guy with the high belt from last week. Hopefully he's not lifting in a...
Frickin' power move. Oh, damn, he worked it down there. Okay. He must have already established dominance.
Obviously. Well, I don't actually play these videos in order. He might have actually sent this one in before he broke all of his ribs.
It's not all that low still. It's lower, but it's not all that low.
I hear a bit of sighing in the background.
It's just...
As our press specialist, Chase, do you want to take this one?
We're disappointed.
Sure, you're spinning like a millennia up at the top, man. It's tiring you out. I mean, you're doing the first one fine with your hips. Why not just continue doing that? I mean, it's a little bit of muted with your hips. Just keep practicing with your hips, man. That way you're not spinning forever at the top. You're going to tire yourself out. Another thing, keep your eyes straight ahead. If you're going to continue with this style of pressing, you're going to have to think about bouncing off your tight armpits, right? Resting your tricep on top of your lats, and then hold that shrug for like a second, bring it back down, man. And then also kind of what the lady that we had on last week with the throwing the head thing, open like you're trying to open up a window. Don't. Just shrug, make your biceps touch your ears.
Yeah. I would add,
I'd widen...
Go ahead. I was just about to say,
widen the stance
I'd widen the stance, yeah. Also, he's doing a funny thing that a lot of people, like most people, if you teach them how to press, are gonna try to do in the unrack, where he knows to like get his elbows under the bar, but he's bringing his whole torso with him, and it's sort of really extending the hips and sort of hyper-extending the lumbar spine, and he's shoving himself under there. If you just bend your knees more and you keep your back nice and straight and shove your elbows under the bar instead of shoving all of you under the bar, it's going to feel a lot better and you're going to unrack a lot stronger.
Yeah, I always tell people just to move the J hook height up a little bit higher than they think they want to on the press, because it'll, it's like tiny squat up, but like for some reason people, if they're not taught correctly from the get go, they are relatively reticent to like get under it to squat.
Yeah.
Okay, good on your Rolk. Tejo from Paraguay. Or is it Mexico?
There we go.
I can never remember. I don't know. Anyway,
It's Mexico.
You got it
he's
right.
in Mexico. I got it. Okay. He says, I had increasingly elbow tendonitis, especially after squats and chins. Squatted 250 in the first bench work rep. It flared up like crazy. What are your go-to fixes, and should I switch order of squats and deadlift or power clean?
YouTube, starting strength, comma space, squat grip. There's like a bajillion videos. Watch them, figure out what you're doing wrong. Normally, it's an implication that your elbow is taking too much loading. Not that it's taking any loading at all, because it will always be taking loading, but it's too much loading for you right now. Normally, it's going to be people cranking their elbows up or kind of feeling like they're having to twist their arm down into the bar, right? They're kind of doing this motion with their shoulder. If that's you, generally speaking, it can aggravate the elbow, not 100% of the time. And it's a pretty surefire indicator for me that you're shoving the bar too low as well. Start there. Start with your squat grip. It takes a while to sort out. So even if you fix your squat grip and it is perfectly technically correct, the next session you do it, you'll likely still have symptoms for a while. So you're going to have to kind of like load around whatever your elbow can do. If it's something that's really annoying, I'll just have people do squats last. So like do your bench, dead, chins, everything first, get everything nice and warm, and then hit your squats last if it's a big problem.
Yep. And you may have to adjust loading accordingly in that situation.
Yep. Yeah, doing your squats last. That's
it's brutal.
That's tough.
Oh, it sucks.
That's not a happy time. Yeah. All right. Let's jump into another video. Kiel. Oh, hang on, we're not in alphabetical order here. Mr. Stigsrud from Norway. Hopefully, we've got some more Norwegian girl chat.
I found Waldo, dude.
I have never once seen a shirt like this in any store or on an actual human being in my entire life.
This is Norway, man. They
pretty
I was about to say, this is like a staple of a Norwegian shirt.
Yeah, I feel like it. Yeah,
This is-
or France
I
maybe.
Yeah.
Get into the next rep faster, man. You don't need to collect yourself and channel your chakras for that long in between reps.
Yeah, you're burning energy in daylight, and also widen your grip a little bit, maybe about a finger width on each side. You'll be good to go.
Yep.
I feel like he wasn't tight getting off the bat too. I feel like he could have gotten his shoulders a lot tighter, shoulder blades a lot closer together. And just remember, it's shoulder blades together and down toward your butt. You're trying to get your shoulder blades to kiss your butt.
What do
Do
you
you
think
guys find the belt is more helpful for getting your lats and your back tight, or less helpful? What do you guys think
I
about
don't
that?
belt it,
You
but
don't need a
I
belt
have
for the
like,
bench.
yeah, I have like I have a female client who gets like some super crazy wild arch going, and she belts, but I never found a use for it.
No.
Hey, Alex Mitchell, can you take the filter off your mic and get a bit closer to it? Yeah, get rid of that pop filter, I reckon, and just, get up on the mic. There you go. Beautiful. You're coming through a bit low, that's all. What do you think about his
I don't
grip
believe
width?
you.
Yeah, Mitchell
said
hit it. He
widen
said just to widen it.
Oh, just widen. Okay, sorry, I missed that.
Finger width on each side, maybe
Alright.
a little more. Play with it.
Yeah. Tejo Affleck says, I can assure you Norwegians, Swedes and Danes are all about this stripy shit.
So I have a Swedish online client, and it's the most incredible thing to see his public gym that he works out in, because it's just nothing but tall, beautiful blonde people. That's the only thing in the shot all the time is tall, beautiful blonde people.
I don't know. I was in Finland for a while and I didn't really know. There was plenty of blonde people, but they weren't that beautiful. So.
Sweden. It's
Oh,
different,
okay.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it is a bit different.
So I'm told.
The better Finland.
Jay Russo, is squeezing the butt cheeks as you arch on the press okay? I've heard conflicting opinions.
Does he mean the
I-
bench?
No, he means the press.
I mean,
Squeeze the
yeah,
butt on the press.
Yeah, well, one, there's not an arch in the press, man. You're probably just laying back with your chest. It's your hips going forward. And if you think about it, we're putting our hips kind of almost into overextension. So if you're squeezing your ass cheeks even more, they've now become limited about how far they can reach, right? I've tested this myself because, I don't know, I was fucking around with my hips one day, and yeah, I can't throw my hips as effectively if I'm really clenching on my ass cheeks.
Also, you can't keep your lumbar spine in good extension if your glutes are maximally contracted. Try it, and you will find that you can't. You can't do both.
Yeah, squeezing your glutes is actually a cue that I use if someone is throwing their hips too far. So if someone's getting like really loose in it and then sagging their hips forward, I'll tell them to focus on squeezing their glutes because it's just not going to let them move it. Yeah, normally that's not an area that I'll use that as kind of a corrective cue, but I won't. That's not part of the teaching progression for me, I don't think.
Yeah.
All right, another video flying through them today. Stanley. Oh,
hell yeah, man!
yeah. It's,
That's
how did he get that?
pounds.
How did he get the cell phone into Supermax?
For some reason, you think everything is jail, man.
This looks like jail.
What happened in your early life, man?
Tell me this doesn't look like jail.
What do they have over there in the UK, dude? Like,
I reckon this is the States.
do they
No,
have,
so this-
I know, but
This looks really familiar with one of my online clients. His name is Martin. I think they probably work out at the same gym. So this is a like a CrossFit place out in California. So of course they're not allowed inside. So they moved literally the gym outside.
Good on them.
This kind of actually looks like Martin.
what? Why don't they just move to Manhattan?
Text Martin right now.
I'm about to, man. Here, I'll actually like pull up one of his videos on my True Coach, and I'll show you. This is like literally the guy. Fuck. Well, I'll just email it to y'all. But yeah, so actually, what me and Martin have been working on is knees. I'm pretty sure this is Martin. You got to set the knees first. Once you do that, hold them out, and don't worry about a bounce. You're kind of forcing the bounce at the bottom because you're loose. Just knees forward, set them, and keep them out.
I would say that bar position's pretty low too. Maybe just a little bit at the beginning, and then it's sliding down.
Yeah, I would like to. I'm a little suspected. The bar, it could be a little bit low, but also some people just have weird long necks. I don't know, man.
Well, that is true. He could be a brontosaurus.
Yeah.
Pretty giraffe neck.
Yep.
That's a throw. That's a callback. All right. Let's keep chugging along here. We have MJDC. Hopefully we haven't seen this video before. He's probably going to come in the chat and say, this is an old one.
Well, the last squat video from this angle, someone was doing hip thrusts in the back. That's all I remember.
True. I recall that.
Have you tried those since that date, Alex Mitchell?
I have not, and I am sad to say that I will not. I lack the equipment.
You just got to load up 4 plates. You can do it, bruh.
Speaking of Reddit,
What, raw? I don't have a squat pad.
you need to get a thick one. Like,
Yeah,
Just
I
use a
don't have a
yoga
squat
mat,
pad.
man. Or just have like meaty hip
I am
flexors.
not going to debase myself in my own gym.
What's the guy on the treadmill doing in the background? He went sideways then for a sec. Hang on, let me just slow this back down. Look at the guy on the treadmill in the background.
Oh, in the
there he
mirror.
goes. Yeah, he
Whoa,
goes sideways.
Yeah, so this is something that if you don't go to Globo gyms often, you won't see. But yeah, that's a thing that people do.
It's called being athletic, Nick. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Also,
called
like
being awesome.
if you're at a Globo gym enough, you're guaranteed to see someone on an elliptical doing one side of the elliptical, like standing with both feet on one of the foot pads and rotating it really fast with their hands.
Yeah.
That's another
awesome.
one. Mm-hmm.
All right, so what do we think of old MJDC Squat?
You're falling forward at the bottom, man. Like, I thought you were doing tempo squats intentionally at the beginning, but I think you're just trying to control yourself with hips back at the bottom. and it's just not working. I think I would widen the stance up and shove the legs out a little bit more just to kind of ease the task of having to send everything more backwards. But you're just trying to load it on the heels. So you see how like the bar is going down in a pretty vertical rail, and then everything just falls forward at the bottom. That's what you're trying to avoid.
Yep, way on the heels at the start. So try to find your middle. It's not just about being like your flat foot on the floor. You have to find the middle of your foot, and it's going to be a little more toesy than you feel like it is.
More toesy. All right, MJDC, good work. M. Fallette. Oh, this is...
So
we all remember this guy.
Less dog humping this.
Yeah, one of his dogs is in jail for about 6 to 12 after last week's video.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can see him there on the step, actually.
Yep. You see one of them, but not the other.
Mm-hmm. It's not a good sign.
I would love to see this from a front view. I'm curious about grip width and stance width.
I think his toes need to be a little bit more out, but for the most part, he's just dropping his hips. Go back and kind of focus on the setup. Make sure you're 1 inch away. Put the knot of your shoelace underneath the bar, and then take your grip. Don't roll the bar. Slowly bring the shins until they feel the bar. Your ass freezes at that point. You're kind of really loading your heels and then wanting to kind of squat this up. Get uncomfortable with it, and for the most part, you'll be set.
Yeah.
I really like what Chase said there. If he's saying freeze it in place, most people respond really well to that with hip position. Freeze it in place. That's a good one.
Yep.
Stephen Roomberg says you guys need a third Alex to join the chat. We're actually talking about that before we went live.
You were. So 3 starting strength Alexes are in Georgia right now. So if I just move to Georgia, we set.
Yep. And
I'll just change my middle name to Alex.
What is your middle name, Chase?
It's Robert.
Awesome.
I'm part
Definitely
Mexican.
a good candidate to
It's
change
Roberto.
to Alex.
Yeah.
Did you ever go by Bobby at any point in your life?
No.
Okay. That'd be cool. Just be like a hyper intimidating Bobby because it's normally a kid's name. But you're just like a 6'2", 250 Bobby. That'd be a good move.
Hey, you need to come down to Georgia. You'll find plenty of people who fit the bill. Plenty of Bobbies.
Is it a Bobby heavy state? Okay.
Oh my God, Bobbies, men Bobby, women Bobbies, big Bobbies, small Bobbies, all kinds of Bobbies. Oh yeah, dude. Bobby is a unisex name for sure.
For sure. Did you say
I'm not moving to Georgia anymore.
San Francisco's you're calling.
Yeah, exactly. Vegan, dude.
Tejo said Alex M is a great addition to the team.
Oh,
nice.
thanks.
There you go.
Man.
Theodore said, "What's up? What up? Hey, Theodore. It's good to have
I'm
you."
the Alex now.
Stripper name only, said Stephen Rimberg. Leo Sard from Brazil. Calling in from the disco.
Jesus, are those clamps on the very end? Those are like...
I think he's using them to micro
I didn't
load.
notice those. Whoa. Wait. Okay, we need answers.
I think it's for weight on the bar. I think I've seen some people do that. If they're trying to like micro load something, they'll put on like the big old thick clamps or like the Olympic weightlifting spinning clamps.
I did that at LA Fitness at one point because I didn't have microplates, but it doesn't work very well. Also, people get mad at you.
What I think this is, I've been dealing with this too with some of my clients. For the most part, it looks fine. You may need to lean over just a little bit more going down, but watch the transition. Like you're staying tight as you go down, and then boom, as soon as you hit the bounce, you're loose. As you're going down, you're gonna have to think about pushing up against the bar or actually resisting it, mashing you down, so that you have a nice transition from the up and down. Right, the lowering doesn't mash you into the floor, and you're able to drive a lot better.
Yeah, I'll say things like fight the bar the entire time.
Yeah,
but I think that's exactly right. Yeah,
because the term state.
Too.
Yeah, possibly, but the term stay tight in the bottom is kind of so ambiguous. Like, what needs to stay tight? Like, I've had several conversations about, is it my back staying tight? Is it my quads? What the hell needs to stay tight? And I mean, the answer is really all of it, but it's hard to kind of think about that in terms of, okay, I need to set my back, quads, abs, all that shit. Yeah, what Alex K was saying, push up against the bar and fight it too.
Yeah, you almost think that like the descent is your time to prepare for the bounce, because it's like the whole, like the bottom of the squat is generally, it's going to be the problem area, because it's like if you get a crappy bounce out of the hole, your sticking point's going to happen earlier. You're going to go into the area where you have the worst joint angles with less speed. So it's just like that's a very pivotal moment. So the entire descent, you want to think about preparing yourself as much as possible. So like you can think about like up the entire way down, in such a way where you are more ready for the bounce.
Do you think he's hyperextending his lumbar spine a little bit there at the top too?
I don't really care about that ever.
I don't
really,
think so.
because what I've found is if you look at the first rep, I think he might be, but what I found is if people do that at the beginning, they lose everything at the bottom. That's at least been my experience. If they do the really big hyperextension of the low back, because it's not really a stable position to keep to be at, and because it necessitates that the abs are loose, right, and stretched to their full extent, then at the bottom they're definitely going to lose some kind of trunk stability, and then they're going to come up.
I think it's more of a function of not knowing how to brace correctly, and I think it's kind of more of like a symptom of it rather than a point to address on its own. So it's just like I would be cueing the abs in either situation. So I don't know if it would change course correction.
I would just tell him to lean over. I think it's just his back angle. I think he still wanted to stay a little bit too vertical.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Disco Leo Sard. Got a question from Theodore. I get a slight click at the very bottom of a pull-up, and I do them neutral grip because I use the playground. I don't want to ignore it because I heard it can cause injury years down the line. By the way, it only happens when I fully extend, like my ears are in front of the shoulders at the bottom. Should I cut them off or... That's the end of the question.
Whoever told you that, cut them out of your life.
Also, cut your arms off.
How do you get your ears in front of your shoulders at the bottom? I mean, this guy's like defying the laws of gravity.
Yeah, crepitus, which is what that clicking is not any kind of indicator of osteoarthritis or pain or anything like that. It doesn't correlate with any of it. Crepitus is a symptom of osteoarthritis, but that does not mean that it correlates with it, as in, like, if you have crepitus, you're going to get osteoarthritis. So don't worry about it. It's totally fine. Plenty of people experience clicking in their joints and never have pain. So.
All right, Theodore. Let's jump in another video. Who have we got next? Keel Kenny. I'm pretty sure I asked this guy to resubmit a video because this angle is just horrific for...
Hopefully this is a reverse curl. That'd be awesome.
It's the bro press, dude.
Yeah, that is a bro press. Even at this angle, you can tell it's a bro press.
Yeah, dude.
This is a
I
great
recognize it anywhere.
front delt exercise. You got that like steady eccentric on.
It really is.
Like tempo delt work, man.
Only thing is, just do it with dumbbells, dude. If you're gonna do front delts, much prefer dumbbells.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that was
man. Just starting strength YouTube how to press.
Yeah, that was kind of a reverse curl at the end, but
it was a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you can like casually put a weight back into the rack like that, it's not something you should be pressing.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a 0.5 fractional on each side.
Yeah, it does look pretty light.
Yeah. All right, Keel. Anyway, watch the how to press video and come back to us with a new video.
Yeah.
Okay. In the chat, Aeon, hey guys, on week 2 of the novice program, as deadlift weight increases, it's hard to keep good lumbar extension during each rep, and especially on the descent. Any cues I should focus on? And then he says I can pelvic. He says I can pelvic tilt easy when standing, but it's been difficult in the pull position.
Dude, you do not need to worry about keeping lumbar extension in the descent. You just put the damn thing down. Just just put it down. If you're like, usually what when people are asking this question, they're trying to like RDL down every single deadlift, and that's why you're having so much trouble at week 2. Your lower back, your lumbar spinal erectors are just getting really freaking tired because you're lowering it down, trying to stay totally flat and all that kind of stuff. Just put the damn thing down. And
as another note, you're not good at anything yet. So don't expect yourself to be good at anything yet.
And you're
on week 2, man.
That's exactly where you need to be. That's perfect. That's fine.
Yeah,
Do
you
not worry about
you
it.
could be doing things for the most part like 90% correctly, or like a coach wouldn't actually like fuddle around with much, but it still may feel not great because you're just adapting to it. So you're fine.
And they go on to say then, okay, so it's fine to reset each time with my back. And resets in
that's the
quotation marks. I don't know why.
That's the point.
Yeah, so whenever the floor has the weight, that's when you're resetting your back.
Your lower back goes into flexion. It doesn't have to be like this for everyone, but when you're doing LP, I'm going to make you go back into flexion and then go into extension. I want a flexion and then a concentric contraction of the lumbar spinal erectors every single rep, like it's a single rep.
Yep. Did you have something to add there, Chase?
Just send in a video. I mean, this is kind of really ambiguous. Just send it in.
Yep. Yeah, send us a video.
It's gonna clean in a lot of the bullshit.
Yeah, we actually did a video on deadlift descent last week. So if you check out the channel, there's a video. Yeah, actually, it came out yesterday. So just check it out. It's a clip from last week's Q&A about deadlift descent. Leo Sard, which was the guy from before, the disco dude, he said, "Thanks, guys. I'm having a hard time to achieve depth and keep tight at the bottom." So there you go.
Don't worry about your depth. As soon as you start thinking about it, you're going to miss it every single time. Just hit it.
That's really true.
And Theodore with the pull-ups before, he said, "Just to clarify, the clicking is in my shoulder joint. Forgot to mention that.
Matter.
Still good. Okay, doesn't matter."
Yeah.
It's fine. It's really even if you feel like moving around in there, it's totally fine. I promise you.
Yeah. Move back to Croatia, Theodore, and get back to the gym and get the hell out of London because you're going to be...
What are you doing?
He's going to be doing pull-ups on playgrounds for the next 50 years, the way things are going over there.
Hey, it's not a bad lifestyle, okay? I lived that life for like 9 months. But yeah, Chase and Alex, I wanted a question for you. When do you guys cue for people to actually think about depth? Because I know, Chase, you were saying like whenever you start cueing it, a lot of people overthink it. Are there times on kind of the other end whenever you start pushing for that?
It's more so not like a detailed or elaborated explanation or anything like that. It's a short little, okay, hey, 2 inches lower, or an inch lower, bury it, some shit like that.
I feel like what we also might not even think about is that we fix depth before it becomes a problem. We set up in the squat stretch and we get them in that position, and then they know depth, and then they just squat to depth, right? 90% of the clients just don't miss depth because they don't know otherwise. That way they don't have to think about it.
It's almost as if the teaching progression is very intentional.
Yeah.
It's almost as...
Who would have thunk?
Got another question from Tejo. My squat has 20 pounds on my deadlift. With the NLP later phases, including deadlift 1 or 2 times a week, any suggestions on how to keep the deadlift ahead of the squat? Feels like adding 10 pounds on the deadlift might be too much.
I don't know,
Just
man.
keep training, man.
Depends.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You could be just built weird for the deadlift, or you could have screwed something up in LP, but it really does. It'll all even out. Once you're done with LP and moving into something a little more like intermediate training, you can do something a little funkier with the deadlift. But it really doesn't matter if your squat for the rest of your life is higher than your deadlift. It's not going to impact your life a lot, probably.
All right, Tejo, let's jump another video. Hardy. Yeah, I've had this guy on a couple of times. I want to know is this guy has he set up like a rack in his university dorm or something?
Same bow. I have that exact same bow.
Are you special? Are you not special as well?
You are not. Oh wow!
It's a guy falling over with a bar on his back, What
I
is that?
guess so.
Yeah.
I have seen that happen in real time.
I thought he was doing, what's the, where you stand the barbell on the end and you
Steinborg.
squat it? Yeah, the Steinborg squat.
Have you tried those?
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
guys tried those before?
I've done it
Never,
with
dude.
like logs whenever I play with my dog, but that's just like to throw them to fuck around with, but not an actual barbell.
Yeah, so you need clips that you can trust. Preface, for anybody at home who wants to try this, your clips are probably not good enough to do it.
Like those lockjaw $50 clips.
Yeah,
Another
if you can
press,
sit
dude.
in like really good depth, Steinborns are pretty easy. I'd imagine for like giant people, Steinborns are pretty hard though.
Yep. All right, Chase, you got this one.
Well, Alex was kind of doing it. Well, yeah, you're doing a bro press, man. You're taking your bench grip. It needs to be way narrower. So hold your arms out just like a zombie and just let yourself fall into the bar. That's about where your press grip needs to be. Think about using your pockets to touch the wall in front of you, and then aim the bar, knock off your hat.
Yep. There you go.
Very concise landmarks, which I really like.
Yep.
Love it.
Awesome. So I've got a question in the chat from William Clark. He asks, how do you guys implement or transition into a Texas method for young female lifters? Do y'all start with 6x3 or the 5x5 on volume day if 5x5? Question. On Friday, do y'all ever use a set of 5 or 4? Thank y'all. There's a lot of y'alls.
I think you've already transitioned, man. You're starting to say y'all. That's a Texas thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, you got the hardest part down. You can pretty much do any program, and you're in Texas method.
It's the only type of transitioning that the Asgard company approves of.
Y'all.
Do you think William Clark's actually transitioning into the young female lifter? Is that part of the question as well?
But yeah, William Clark. So it depends on what you've been doing already. So it's just like, have you transitioned your female lifter to 3? Was there a good reason to do that? Were they responding to 5s? Where on this spectrum of response do they fall into? So it's like you have to know your lifter a little bit better to answer this question. But generally speaking, 18 hard reps of the same weight probably means that the first 3 triples are going to be relatively submaximal, and those last 3 triples, probably the last 2, are going to be super grindy, which you may or may not want. So you kind of have to see what this person responds to the best, be that intensity or a little bit more submaximal work, and then you have to kind of like, I don't want to say, you have to play with their preferences as well. So if they already hate triples because you've been making them do 5 hard triples toward the end of their LP, and then now you're like, all right, we're adding another one, the buy-in may tank.
Yeah.
You know, you may need to change that up. And as for the intensity day targets should be floating. It's not going to be the same thing. So it's just like you can take low-hanging fruit while it's there, but you need to make that intensity day hard. In the actual like session difficulty, it should feel hard, but you want to make it so that all of those PRs that they're taking, they have well in hand, so you're not killing them. You know. And then they may not be responding to that level of squat frequency as well. So you'll probably be able to tell within 5 or 6 weeks if they're responding to 2 times a week squatting frequency. So there's just so much to play with there.
This is why, even if LP is exactly like every other program, any template program you could pull off the internet, even if LP had exactly the same effect, like at the end of it, to any other 12-week program, we would still do LP because it gives us so much information and such an incredible baseline off of which to plan intermediate programming. The intermediate programming is not just do the Texas method or HLM, whatever you like. It's like we're transitioning, we're doing these like post-novice, this late LP stuff, and if you notice that looks a lot like Texas method, it's because Texas method evolves from that week after week after week because we're making changes and trying to adapt to what's happening with the lifter.
Yep. Good job. Thanks for the question, William. We have German Felipe next. I'm excited. I don't know why.
His first name is German.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a contradiction right there. German Felipe.
Yeah.
German is actually a pretty common name, I think, in Latin America.
I was hoping this was just going to be some sort of Chinese guy.
That'd be awesome.
That would have been awesome.
Oh, well, maybe next
He
time.
very well may be in South America.
Nah, it's too nice. They have drywall.
Damn, wow.
Bam. German Felipe, you just got
Wow,
owned, man.
Shots
Freaking
fired.
savage.
What? No, I was complimenting him. He's doing well. He's probably in the States. That's good. Or in Germany.
Or in Germany.
All right, what do we want to
German
fix,
Felipe-
boys?
Man, it's just the knees at the bottom and you leaning over. You're trying to just squat straight down. You're doing basically what everyone else does at the very start, keeping their back up high and knees going way forward. Point your nipples to the floor and freeze your knees a little bit sooner. So what I like to think about this is like the greater than or equal sign. You know, make your shoulders and your knees kind of like touch as you go down and send your ass way back. You should be solid.
I haven't heard that cue before. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shoulders touching your knees one, it's a solid one.
All right, German Felipe. We do have a knee slide video as well, so check that out. What do we got next? Francesco. Our
I was actually watching this guy before.
yeah.
Are those just low knee sleeves, or is that just on his sweat, like the color of his sweatpants?
I can't tell, dude.
No, those are really big knee sleeves then. Yeah, that's just leggings.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
Oh,
shorts
yeah,
with leggings.
shorts
The
socks
socks
of the
just
exact
really
same
match
color.
the shorts.
Yeah, impressive.
Yeah, really good
Fashion.
outfit, man.
Yeah, dude.
This guy's come a long way. We had him on a couple of months ago, and he was, he's definitely doing a good job. He's got a lot more weight in the
It's
bar.
a damn good squat. Yeah.
Mm.
Even on the
Watch your
ladder,
knuckles,
he
man.
fixed.
You're starting to like hook over the top of the bar. Just make sure you're actively aware of that. But otherwise, I think these are solid.
Yep.
Wasn't he on last week or some shit? And I mean, hell, there was really like nothing to fix.
I think it was a few weeks
Yeah.
ago. I think.
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks ago.
There's like one or
was.
two reps where his knees look a little slow, but like he totally fixes it, especially with the last rep.
Yeah, I
on
got
mine.
you. On that first one, he's starting
Yeah.
to kind of do that.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's another thing where like it's so easy with the heeled shoes to get on your heels. I think he might be a little bit on his heels coming down, like at the setup. Just rock a slight teeny bit forward, an iota forward, to get on your middle foot. But yeah, dude, these are great.
Yep. Good on you, Francesco. Looking good, buddy. I'll keep rolling with the videos. C. Wilso. Oh yeah, we had this guy on last week, I think.
I think this is the
Are
same
we
video.
sure
Yeah, I
this is
think-
not the
yeah,
same
I think
video?
this is- I think this
definitely
is.
the same video. Okay.
All right. Anyway,
I'm certain this is the same video.
yep. Let's keep going. Ben Lacasse. I think he's going to do some
Oh,
power
this is
cleans.
cool. And, like some not bad power cleans too, which is awesome. The thing I was thinking about these is he just it really like the setup and all that is pretty good. I just want to see you catch it low. I want to see you squat down into the catch and like pop your legs out a little bit. But yeah, I mean it's not bad.
Try harder.
Is that it?
I'll see this sometimes.
the power clean
People will
really
kind
does-
of softball the jump. They'll be like, they will only try to put in enough gas to get it to their shoulder, and then
Yeah.
these are the people who you'll see who aren't like ducking under it. You are trying to throw this thing through the ceiling, and it's going to fall where it wants to. So if you're throwing it too high, put some more weight on. But it's like you need to aggressively jump up and back. You should be pulling this bar as hard as you can. Like if it's in the teaching progression, or it's like in the first one or two few times cleaning and the person's doing like some tempo work, that's totally fine. If this is a working set for you, you need to give it more gas, man.
Yeah, I love that cue. Throw it at the ceiling. Yeah.
Yep. All right, Benny Lacasse. Thanks, man. Barbell Q. Man, what a setup this guy's got. Oh, it's got like multiple
What
monitors.
the hell is this going on? He's either a professional gamer or he's a day trader or something.
What if this is like squat revolution, and like you have to squat and watch the video at the same time.
Perfect. Good. Do you think the barefoot is to assert dominance?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Jeez, this looks uncomfortable already, I tell you that much.
It really does. It really does.
You know what would help here, and this is just a crazy coincidence? Squat shoes.
What?
All right, so hang on. No, I know who this guy is. I know who this guy is. He actually said he has got some squat shoes in order. He's in Sweden, and he said he has got some squat shoes coming before you tear them apart.
Good.
Yeah.
An update on the Tokyo squat shoes. I found some. I bought some. Alex K was right.
Amazon.
Rock on, man.
No, it was like eBay or something. I swear, like you can find them, but finding the right size might be horrible. I mean, at least that was my experience. But yeah, Alex K.
I love them.
They're awesome.
They're great.
They're great.
So we got some feedback for our old mate Benny.
Benny, I would like to kind of see your heels in just a little bit, but for the most part, once you have the shoes on, you'll feel a lot better because it's hard to define your midfoot there because your heels are kind of popping up at the bottom. The elevated heel should really help.
Yeah, I've also noticed people, whenever they have either like running shoes on or if they're squatting in socks, the walkout can feel a lot less confident. When you have like tightly strapped in squat shoes with a decently hard sole, the walkout can feel a lot tighter. So it's like whenever we're seeing him walk this out, he kind of like bounces there and just is like a little bit insecure with himself for like 10 seconds before he starts the set. Once you're in the walkout, if you've screwed something up, you can't fix it there, so just start the set.
Yep.
Just get moving. Oh, a little jig at the end. I love it.
It's got blues going on there
Is he
too.
listening to like elevator music?
No, I think it was like some blues, wasn't it?
That's
Ska
the stuff I imagine Rip listening to.
Bit of funk.
Holy shit, it does. Yeah, this is Ripito music.
It's totally.
This is
some,
Rip
like-
music.
Yeah, it's a bit of funk blues. It's not bad actually. All right,
it's really
Benny.
not.
Yeah. And Anthony Short.
Oh, good. My favorite videos are always shot from the floor.
We need to make it how to submit your videos, what the best angles.
Yeah,
and
no
whatnot.
one's ever done that before. I'm
No,
pretty
they
sure
haven't.
There aren't any resources on
No.
how to film your videos.
Actually, the number one resource actually has been deleted. So
Oh, is that
Right.
right?
About 350 on the bar, right? 365.
So,
Something like
yeah,
that?
365 is by my reckoning, unless one of those is 35.
I'm betting 335.
Okay. I think it's just a
Is
thick
this video
10.
playing for you guys, or did my browser just freeze?
I think your browser's frozen.
Yeah, he
Oh,
goes
no.
in and looks like high.
Yeah, he's on.
good.
It's moving now. Okay.
Okay.
If these aren't perfect ass to
that's-
grass depth with the 2 count pause, I'm gonna
Like
be so
Olympian
sad.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Ooh, it's not.
Yeah, dog. If you're trying to high bar, pick your chest up, pick your gaze up, and then just try to sit down straight between your heels. Your back's gonna round on the way there, but you just have to like relax yourself into the position. This weight is too heavy for you to do that comfortably. If you're trying to low bar, you got a bunch of stuff to change.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Who wants to cover the low bar changes?
Oh.
Mick?
Chase, I'm sure.
Watch the video.
Yeah, watch the video. Dude.
Fuck it.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, bar position, lean over, knees out, midfoot.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Do you want to watch it again, or are we sort of done with this?
No, we're good.
I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. I was really rooting for the perfect, because there's nothing better than seeing someone unrack a high bar squat with a bunch of weight on it, and then you're like, oh god, it's gonna be a quarter squat, and then they go full on ass to ankles and right up in a straight bar path.
Mhm.
There's nothing more satisfying.
Yeah, I was hoping for like a Lasha squat where you just like has
Yeah.
to like 50 in the bar and just think.
Just clearance. It just pops off at the top.
Yes.
Oh,
Might have a look at another power clean video. it's cool with you guys. We actually got through all the
I love
videos
it, man.
we were going to do today, but someone submitted a power clean. He said it's his brother. He might have actually been in the...
That's what I would say too if I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
Don't power clean with small animals near you.
Wait a second.
Yeah, they concrete plates?
Yeah, those are some concrete plates.
Okay.
These aren't too bad.
There's so much going on.
I don't think these are too bad. What are you talking about, Alex Mitch?
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like
Yeah.
what's
the
going
background?
on in the video.
Yeah.
It's just too much to process, dude.
This is Jay Russo's brother from and he said, guess my
Jay
country.
Russo, your press better be like 185 for 10 by now, man. We haven't seen a video from you in a while.
I think we guessed Jay Russo's country. It's wasn't it Brazil or Argentina or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Looks like something where he shouldn't be wearing a shirt. It looks really hot out there.
How do you guys like to
Your
fix
setup?
asymmetries in the catch position?
I think what he needs to do is just slam his shoulders into it. Once you let the bar kind of just collapse on you like that, like he's kind of hesitating with it, the bar does whatever the fuck it wants to. And in this case, it kind of helicopters around. Slam your delts right into the bar and almost try to think about catching it in a front squat position, right? You'll slam your shoulders and your elbows forward, and that should really clean this up.
I'd narrow the stance at the bottom a little bit too. I think it may give you a little bit more quad off the floor.
All right. Anything else, fellas? Or
No, as Kay said,
no,
these are pretty okay.
pretty okay?
Yeah. Do some chin-ups, man. Eat some food.
Yeah, eat a lot of food.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Yeah.
food.
Jay Russo said it's Paraguay.
Paraguay.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's up with the Paraguay audience for this?
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's the number one strength training program in Paraguay. All right, so we've got another question. Nicholas Nert. My home gym setup rack doesn't allow me to overload to OHP at the forehead. I don't know what that means.
So a pin press.
Pin press. Yeah, okay. And I've stalled at 192.5 pounds. Do I do press starts or seated presses?
You can. I don't really think seated presses help as bad or help as well, due to just you're fighting mainly just balance at that point, right? Whenever I did it, like my heels would always come up, my feet would basically leave the floor, and I'm just fucking ab crunching the shit out of it, and the bar is not where it needs to be. It's always further than I want it. If anything, try to widen out your stance if you can. It's okay to have a really wide stance on a pin press as long as you're able to throw your hips forward and lock the bar out. But I would probably try to do like isometric pin presses. Set the bar or the pins as high as you can and just press up into it as best as you can.
Yeah,
You can even do that in the J hooks too. If you flip your J hooks upside down, you can press into those. But yeah, you can probably just get around the problem by programming. It may not be an exercise selection thing as well. So.
Okay, well, yeah, that's all the videos, and it seems like all the questions as well. So, fellas, Alex, Kosari, where can people find you if they want to?
Yeah, we can find me at the website link. It should be floating somewhere in some portion of your screen in the description. I do a lot of online coaching. I think I'm still looking. I think I'll cap out at busyness if I get around like 6 or 7 more clients. So let me know if you're looking for some coaching.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Alex Mitchell, Chase Lindley.
Yeah, you can find me at the website link, Stronger Now Gym. Wait, there.
There you go.
StrongerNowGym.com. I also am accepting online clients and in-person clients at my gym in Sandy Springs, Georgia, North Atlanta. Yeah, if you're looking for a coach, let me know.
Chase?
Chase Lindley. I handle DMs. I do online coaching as well. Stop by if you're in Houston. Come to Starting Strength Houston.
What are you guys lifting today? You
Today
guys
is
training
Sunday.
today?
It's
So
Y'all are in the future.
Tomorrow. Today
guys can't
is
lift
over.
on Sunday?
We're in the right side of the world. Where are you?
what did you train already today then?
I don't squat on Sabbaths though.
good
No
boy.
squats on the Sabbath. Okay.
Well put.
No, but tomorrow I'll do. I got some volume squats. I'm thinking about. I need to get my fucking press frequency up again. I been kind of getting my bench where it was before. I got all the overtrainingness, so I'll probably drop my press frequency down to once, and then go to like 4 days of pressing, along with all the overhead work with the clean and jerk and the snatch. Should be good. And then I have heavy cleans later that day too.
I've got some.
You doing
we've
2
been
days
playing
or
around-
what?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, that's the move.
We actually have one more question. We might just address this one because it's a good question from Dadario 10S. Any tips for rounded shoulders? Could all the pressing in the NLP make them worse?
Rounded? You mean like kyphotic? Like your.
I guess
He wants
means
cap
thrones.
stelts. He wants more round shoulders, is what it is.
Oh. Not really, right?
Get your lateral raise up to 60 pounds. Yeah, I mean, so that depends. If you have like severe kyphosis, the overhead press may be a little bit hard for you just because the position you have to get into, like the way that your shoulders are angled may prohibit a perfectly vertical path unless you're very extended at the top in your lower back. The squat may be difficult. Like if you have a short torso and are very kyphotic, the bar is just going to slide right up, really, no matter what you do. But it kind of depends on the degree. It's just hard to say, like just rounded shoulders. You may think you have rounded shoulders just because, like you're a little bit chubby and you have no muscle mass on your frame. So, it depends.
Yeah. And additionally, we have a video, I think. Mick S. can tell you where to find it, but we have a video on getting your shoulders right if it can be fixed, if it's just a mobility thing.
Yep, I think it's out. That was a good video, actually.
Also, I don't think there's any correlation between like kyphosis or like where the shoulder joint, whether the shoulder joint is pointing a little forward, and whether the press bothers your shoulders and creates like an increased likelihood of.
Well, not bother, but I'm saying like a.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say bother. Okay.
But he did, right? He said, "Can I hurt my shoulders?" Yeah. So like you shouldn't worry about that, and it goes both ways. In that like people who have very shallow kyphosis are just as likely to have beat up shoulders for whatever other reason. It just there's not really a correlation there, so I wouldn't worry about hurting yourself. That unless you have pain in your shoulders currently, you're not going to give yourself pain by doing the overhead press, as long as listen to the aforementioned advice.
Yeah, I would try to do some chin ups, lat pull downs to kind of get that stretch. That should probably help too.
Barbell rows, maybe.
Chase, do you guys have a lat pull down at the gym?
No, so I do a bunch of chin work with people who can't do chin ups with bands. I just loop them in through the squat rack. Well, I mean it's simple as shit, but I think the last time or a few months ago, I think Ripple's trying to work on like developing a lat pull down that can just hook up on the crossbar of the squat rack.
Mm-hmm.
Not for Chase's situation because that's a franchise and all, but if you're looking for a lat pull down, Titan Fitness has a plate loaded lat pull down that is like $420, and it is awesome. I mean,
it's pretty good.
Totally doable. Yeah, it's super affordable if you're making a home gym, and plate loadable, dude.
Nice. All right, well, I think we'll leave it there, fellas. Thanks for your time, and thanks for everyone who submitted videos and asked questions. And we will be back next week. All right.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.